Well, everyone, what we've been waiting for so long, there it is, the IONIQ 5N. Let's have a look. All right, so look at this. First of all, I've seen so many different colors other than the performance blue of the IONIQ 5, and this to me is almost like a matte goldish a little bit, depending on how the sun hits it. Absolutely gorgeous. I wasn't sure about this area here because on my own IONIQ 5, it has a light up type of brow, and this, there's actually no lights in here anymore, but it's an opening for extra air. But because behind you have enhanced cooling, enhanced thermal management, instead of putting the radiators one behind each other, they're stacked now, so even for more airflow, you still get that pixel LED display there. And down below you can see it is definitely different than the regular IONIQ 5. Dimension-wise, this is 20 millimeters shorter. It's 50 millimeters wider. Check out the flares you can see here. That's a big difference on this N version. 21-inch, 275/35 tires. Those N calipers here. 400 millimeter rotors on this EV here. And a lot of this body work, it doesn't just look good. It's functional. These air curtains that go straight through. It all helps in cooling and better management. We'll come down the side here. You'll see you have inlets here that go right through. Now, someone asked on YouTube, what about door handles? Yes, you do get the standard IONIQ 5 door handles that do pop out. Nothing is different there. What do you think? Seriously, this color looks stunning with the orange that the N has. Of course, coming back here, you have, this is different here. That pixel theme continues onto the back. Then we get an enhanced roof spoiler. And of course, yes, it has a rear wiper, everybody. N badging there. And a very aggressive rear valance. Look at this thing. Seriously, it looks so hot. What I like about it, it doesn't look overdone, but you can definitely tell when it's driving down the street, you know this is not a regular IONIQ 5 at all. Okay, let's pop the hood here. Under you are greeted with, there is no more frunk at all. It's all business underneath that cover right there. Because when I said this has enhanced cooling, we're talking not just for battery, we're talking for all the modules. Everything has enhanced cooling. Every bit of this vehicle has been touched by the N brand. So not just the cooling, you have additional welds, a lot more bracing in different areas, more adhesives even, everything to make this handle better. Now, a lot of you also asked, what about 0 to 60 times? How fast is it compared to like the EV6, GT or the Model 3 Performance? We talked to Albert Bierman, and the N brand has always said it's not just about lap times. It's about having fun. And that's really something that they've really concentrated on. By the way, this is Hyundai's N brand very first all EV and all-wheel drive N. And it was quite a challenge because of the size, the weight, and of course, the powertrain. Let's have a look inside. All right, so we have, of course, like all N's, you get the N seats, you get nice N buckets. These do light up when it's dark enough. Now these also are heated, they're ventilated. However, as you see here, there are no power controls. It is a manual adjusting seat. All right. In the middle, no more sliding console. But what you get here, I actually think that I prefer. So It is a fixed console here, but this area where the wireless charging is now just makes more sense for compared to the regular IONIQ. You have 3 USBs, 2 USB-Cs there, one on right in front of you there, okay? This console doesn't move, but you do have padding, and that comes in handy when you do some performance driving, and we will take this on the track. Make sure to check out that future video. You have these cup holders that do retract. Ugh. And I do like this area because on our IONIQ, we use this area to put, Cynthia puts her purse there, but I like putting takeout food there. And you have the armrest here, which does slide a little bit. Then when you see the middle armrest area, this is considerably deeper compared to the regular IONIQ 5. So I do like that. Up front, you know what? Let's adjust our seat and start this baby up. Start, stop button is in the same spot. There we go. Oh, what do we hear in the background sound here? Yes, this has the NE shift and active sound. Now what's different with this is this active sound is simulating, you can have 3 different ones. You have like a futuristic one, like a spaceship, but the other one is a simulation of their 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and that's what we have right now. Now you have 8 speakers inside, 2 speakers outside, and with that you're going to actually get a simulated sound when you rev it up. Now we're going to put this end on. You can hear it now. Now, one thing I did notice, this sound, it sounds definitely artificial right now, but when you drive it, it doesn't have that sound. And the biggest difference, when you drive it, it actually has a simulated gear shifting where it'll actually kick you back or give you that type of engine braking feel. Lots going on this steering wheel here. It's beautifully wrapped in suede. You have a drive mode button right there. You have a NGB, which is an N-Grin boost button. Now that is going to increase your horsepower. So this thing will give you 600 horsepower normally, but with that button, when you press that, okay, we're not driving right now. When you press that, you'll get an additional 40 horsepower, 640 horsepower for 10 full seconds. After you use that button for 10 seconds, it has to go and sit for another 10 seconds before you activate that again. That's to actually just save the battery, save the system. And you know what? I think that's a good idea. You have 2 custom end buttons here, right there. All right. We can go into end custom and change whatever we want. Now there, you almost need an hour video just to show what you can actually do with this system here. And then this is going to turn on or off that sound. Okay, there we go. I like it on. And you know what? On a future video when we actually drive this vehicle, you'll see why. All right, so these are some of the things that are going on this vehicle. You have N battery, you have drag mode, you have track mode. So if you want to just drag race this, or you can just put it into drag mode. It's going to precondition your temperature. Okay, so for instance, this it's suitable. It wants 30 to 40 degrees, and it's going to take 17 minutes to get there. And if we actually hit track mode, all right, suitable 20 to 30 degrees. That's what it wants. Now on this particular N version compared to the regular one, I mentioned the thermal management is so much more robust. You know what? Apparently the regular IONIQ 5N has a very, very good thermal management system. However, it's been programmed not to actually work that hard, just so you don't hear it a lot, because it's going to make a lot of noise. On this end, they really don't care how much noise it makes. When you're charging it, when you're driving it, on any of the fans going, it's going to go max speed to get that battery down or up to optimal temperature if you're doing any type of performance driving. So they have thought about so many things here. And we have a drift optimizer where, you know, basically that turns into a rear wheel drive vehicle, and it also uses the stability control to help you control that or basically minimize that snap oversteer. We have N pedal, which is like a one pedal or I pedal, except it's like on steroids. It's a lot more aggressive. We have race, we have torque distribution here, which we could actually adjust the torque distribution from basically 100% to the front or 100% to the rear, or anything in between that there. And you can see the actual real-time numbers right here. And if you want to go custom, check this out. There is so many things going on here. You have the electronic limited slip diff. You have the suspension, which you can change as adaptive suspension on here. You have launch control, and when you go launch control it even allows you to select how much traction the area has that you're launching from. And that's, you know, like there's so much that they have thought about. You can tinker for this for so long, and then you can apply it to whatever conditions that you're driving in, whatever track you're driving in. Yeah, so this also has, you can see we have a rear view camera or rear view digital mirror. That's for the outside, and that helps along with our, I don't even know where the wiper is because we don't have one on ours. Oh, that's the front. Okay, and oh, there we go. Look at that rear wiper. Oh, everyone start drooling. Rear wiper. That will be on future IONIQ 5s, by the way. Just a regular standard IONIQ 5. And if we open up, this is the regular standard glove box that we have on our IONIQ. And yeah, so in a nutshell, this essentially, you get the seats, you have the different, this is the newest infotainment architecture, and that does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, by the way, on this. You get this and steering wheel with all the other buttons, and I do like they've swapped it around now. Now you have the volume on the right side, and not only is it on the right side, it's a wheel. I love that, opposed to a toggle on there. These seats are very, very comfortable. They're really supportive. I love that. And this entire area here now is black instead of the white. But yeah, I don't think it's overdone at all. Let me show you the back here. You do have some sport pedals here that we come around here. In the back, you still have sunshades, so this is good. And there's our N. We have dual USB-Cs back here, complete flat floor, which we're used to, and these seats do slide forward and back just like the regular IONIQ 5. So you really don't have any compromises for rear passenger room, which the IONIQ 5 has always been really, really good for that, with that long wheelbase. One thing that you do not get though, there is no large panel roof on the 5N, and that makes sense because that probably saves weight as well. It's actually gonna be a little bit more rigid for structure. Okay, here's something for you IONIQ 5 owners already. This charge port flap has been redesigned in the button. This button is a lot more prominent now because if you have an older IONIQ 5 like myself, you gotta push so hard on that panel to get that to open. This one here, watch this. I'm gonna use my pinky. Okay, try to do that with your current one. Now, speaking of charge port, this has a larger battery now, from 77 kilowatt hours to 84 kilowatt hours. However, because that battery is bigger, doesn't mean that you're gonna get more range, because this has 640 horsepower. More horsepower equals more power used. Unofficially, it's gonna be at 330 kilometers. And yeah, that definitely takes a penalty from the regular all-wheel drive long range. is about 410 kilometers. Yeah, but remember, you're getting double the horsepower on this. Now, in real world driving, I actually got even better than that, and we're gonna cover that on a future video. Make sure to like and subscribe and know when that new video is coming out, because we're gonna take this on the road and on the track. All right, so this is just the tip of the iceberg for IONIQ 5 material. I have a full video coming out on this where we take it on the road and on the track. So make sure to hit that bell notification so you know when that video is gonna drop. It's gonna be in about a week and a half from now, and it's gonna be really good. And I gotta say, like, they have done a great job, and you're really gonna wanna see all this other material that we have coming for you. So make sure, like and subscribe. See you on the next video. Ciao.